Hey guys, today we are keeping it casual and I am gonna make dinner IRL. So good. All right, so the kids are finally napping, and usually during their nap time is when I get to make dinner, test new recipes. So I thought it would be really fun to take you guys along on that journey. I'm gonna be making a really super simple recipe that we pretty much make every week. A pasta bolognese, and then I'm gonna be testing a chocolate oatmeal, no wait, it's a chocolate oat milk pudding that I found on New York Times website. I've been really craving pudding lately, and I love that it's using oat milk, so let's get started. So for our bolognese, it's really simple. And when I'm cooking for my family in real life, things just kind of get thrown together. It doesn't look pretty. It's just simple, done, and something that I know everyone will eat. For example, the carrots. I'm using 2 carrots here, and I'm not peeling them because they're just gonna get minced up anyways. And I'm using my mini food processor here to do all the work for me. So I'm just gonna chop this up into semi-large chunks that'll fit in here without breaking the machine. Nate actually hates this machine and he yells at me every time I use it when the kids are napping because he's afraid it's gonna wake them up. You guys will see. So I'm gonna dump everything in here. Actually, I'm gonna add the garlic in there as well. I like lots of garlic, so I'm gonna add maybe 4 cloves here. Smash these down. Peel off the peel. 1. Actually though, we were buying the pre-minced one at Costco that is super cheap, and I don't know why I didn't use that today. I just thought the fresh one would be better, but if you have pre-minced ones, use those. I would add my onion, except there's no room, so I'm just gonna chop that by hand. But listen to the sound. Listen to the sound, and you guys tell me if it's too loud. I mean, I guess it does make a little bit of a high-pitched sound, so I can see that. Okay, now onto the onion. I'm just using half an onion here. And then I'm just gonna rough chop it. We're gonna cook on the real stove today. I haven't cooked on that stove for the show since we moved down here. I made, I think it was like tofu soup, and people were so critical about the way that it was filmed that we stopped filming there, and then we moved everything to here. But I mean, the lighting situation is a lot better now, so I feel a little bit more confident about filming there. Okay, this looks good. So let's head on over to the stove. Okay, so before we get started with the cooking process, I want to show you guys everything I have. So I'm using ground turkey today because it was on sale for $3.99 at Whole Foods. But honestly, whatever ground meat you want to use is fine. You can use ground beef, ground pork, ground turkey, ground chicken, impossible meat, whatever you'd like. I usually end up buying whatever's on sale. And then we have our vegetables. And then I like using this crushed canned tomato. It already comes with basil, so it's really flavorful, and we're gonna be using just straight up tomato sauce here. We're gonna make our own. And then I'm using rigatoni. Now, I don't know what is going on. There seems to be like a zombie apocalypse coming because everybody bought out the pasta, but not just all the pasta. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. They still had penne, shells, elbow, lasagna noodles, stuff people don't really love, but almost all of the boxes of rigatoni was gone. So luckily I spotted it way in the back of the top shelf. I like jumped up to see and I found it. So we got one of the last boxes at the store. You guys can use whatever heavy bottom pot you have. I like using this one just because it has a larger surface area. So now I'm gonna add a drizzle of olive oil, let it get hot. Now earlier when I said we were getting ready for the zombie apocalypse, you guys, I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Like toilet paper is gone, water supply is gone. I mean, it's good to be prepared for emergencies, although I just don't know if you need like 30 rolls of toilet paper from Costco and buying them out, because to be honest, that should last about like 2 months. I don't think you're going to be quarantined or stuck in your house for 2 whole months. So now it's time to cook our onions. I'm going to add it in, and then we're just going to saute it for 3-4 minutes until it's nice and translucent and kind of caramelized. I like adding a little bit of salt to it so that it helps sweat and speed up the process. Anyway, so what are your thoughts on the whole, like, I guess I'm not supposed to say the actual name of what is going on because YouTube will demonetize the video and we don't want that to happen because that's actually our livelihood. But I mean, it's scary for sure. Like, for sure it's scary, but I also think there's a little bit of like fear and panic mode setting into everyone. For me and Nate, we're not going out to public places a lot, like with a lot of people. Obviously, we have to go to like the grocery store and still like take the kids out to the park and stuff, but we're making sure to like wash our hands every time we go out. So this looks good. Now I'm gonna add in our minced vegetables. We're gonna cook this down as well for a couple of minutes until it's nice and golden brown, probably about 3 to 5 minutes again. And then we're gonna add in some seasoning. So whenever I'm making weeknight dinner for us, like I said, it has to be really fast, really easy. There's always a meat, a vegetable, and a carb component. And pasta is really easy because it checks all those boxes. So we're always making pasta or like noodles, like Asian noodles. What do you guys like to make at home for weeknight meals? Oh, I also posted on the community tab what you guys wanted to see me make, and a lot of you guys want to see flavorful one-pot meals or cheap and easy meals. So I'm gonna start incorporating that into our programming, but if there's anything else that you guys want to see on the channel, be sure to comment below and let me know. We've been doing a lot of those list recipe idea videos, and I'm gonna probably scale back on those and then try to integrate more fresh content, because after a while you guys don't want to see like list of stuff every single week, right? It gets a little boring, and it gets a little boring for us to make too. So, and if you guys like the format of this video, more vloggy type, also let me know. Now I'm gonna add some Italian seasoning, and I just eyeball this. We don't really measure. I love oregano and rosemary. I always try to add a little bit more because those are the main ingredients for that seasoning. And then just a hint of ground nutmeg. It adds a little bit of body and depth. And now we're gonna add our ground turkey. I actually love serving Erisy ground turkey because in my mind, I think it'll help her sleep, like the tryptophan, but I just don't know if it actually rings true. It's like wishful thinking. And then I'll season it with some salt, break it into smaller pieces. I mean, this isn't exactly like the super authentic bolognese where it takes hours and hours to make. This is just like my quick, I guess I'll rephrase it and call it meat sauce. I don't want to upset anyone. Okay, now I'm gonna open up my can, and this is my favorite can opener. It's by OXO Good Grips. It just works so well. I've had many can openers where it just, I don't know, it just doesn't glide as well, and this one just really does the trick. See how clean those edges are? So now I'm gonna dump out the whole can. I like our meat sauce super saucy, so I'm actually gonna add like maybe 2 cups of chicken broth in here, and then we're gonna let it simmer for a while. All right, that was more like 1 cup of chicken broth. I probably should have eyeballed it like Nate said. And then we're gonna throw in a bay leaf. I gotta grab some tomato paste because I forgot to do that earlier. That just really amps up the tomato flavor since I did dilute it with the chicken broth. I added 1 bay leaf. I almost feel like I could add 1 more cup. There's room. I don't want to overflow, but I feel like there's room. Yep. Okay, we're good. So now I'm still gonna add in the tomato paste. Just add like a big scoop. Maybe this is like 2 tablespoons. It needs a little more salt, but I'm not gonna add that till the end. And I'm gonna show you guys my secret weapon later when I do salt it. So now I'm gonna let it simmer for about an hour to really get the flavors concentrated and everything cooked down. In the meantime, let's work on our oat milk chocolate pudding. Okay, so now we're gonna make our oat milk chocolate pudding. So I have a really bad sweet tooth and I love chocolate. So every night when Nate and I are watching TV, we are constantly snacking, and to be honest, I haven't been able to lose that baby weight. I still have like 15 pounds to go, whereas the first time I was able to just drop it so easily. I guess chocolate pudding doesn't help either, but I'm using oat milk, so it's kind of double duty to help me produce, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this one calls for 3 to 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate chopped up. I love using this pound plus one from Trader Joe's. It's really good chocolate for a very reasonable price. So whenever something calls for dark chocolate, it's broken. How am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna go by eyeballing. I'm just gonna use...
Why don't you look up how many ounces a square is?
Okay. I'm not very good at math, so... Okay, 3 squares is about 1.3 ounces. And... Okay, 3 squares is 1.3 ounces. I need 3 to 4, so... Actually, this one should be enough. Good thinking! Okay, so I'm just gonna chop this up. So now the directions: step 1, in a medium saucepan, whisk together sugar, cocoa, cornstarch, and salt. So I measured these out already because they gave me the measurements. Any recipe would give you the measurements. Okay, and then slowly stir in the milk and keep stirring until smooth and combined. Okay, so for the oat milk, I usually make my own with the almond cow, but my sister's coming to visit this weekend and she's picky, so I got her oat milk for her coffee in the morning, and I'm gonna dip into it and use it for my chocolate pudding. So now we're gonna take this over the heat and constantly stir it over medium-low heat until it begins to thicken and bubble. Let's go back to the stove. Chocolate pudding is really good. I haven't had it since, I don't know, I haven't had it since maybe I was in the hospital after giving birth. I did request a chocolate pudding because it just seems like the place to get these type of things. I never buy it on my own, but this is so easy to make. I don't know why I don't make it more often. All right, it's starting to thicken up and look more pudding-like. I'm just gonna give it another minute. Ah, yes. Oh, look how silky that is. Oh, I'm gonna dip like strawberries in it or something. Okay, but now I have to take it off heat and then we add in the chopped chocolate. Well, since I couldn't use this as my weight, I'll use it as my trivet. It's like doubly chocolatey. Oh, and then I'm supposed to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract too. Hold on. Ooh. And the chocolate will help thicken and will help the pudding to solidify too. So I think this is gonna be the most excellent dessert. I love trying out new recipes. I mean, I'm not always trying to like come up with my own. I like experimenting with other people's recipes so I can be inspired. That really helps sparks my creativity. Just, if that makes sense, like trying out other recipes, it really helps me kind of hone in on my technique and learn new things too. So I really love doing these types of testings. So now we spoon it into jars. I have these weck jars. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that we use this for overnight oats. We use this for chia puddings. These are called weck jars. They're the tulip ones, 4 ounces. I got them at, where did I get this one? I got this one at the Container Store, actually. But you can find these at Williams-Sonoma as well. We also have bigger sizes. Ooh, she's thick, creamy, and luscious. Talking about the pudding, you guys. I'll still get eaten. All right. Oh. So good. I cannot wait to eat this later. Like, it would be so good with some whipped cream, but I'm gonna have to forfeit that. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. And for now, that's pretty much it for dinner prep. Cooking. Right before we serve, I'm just gonna cook up the pasta. I don't really need to show you guys how to cook pasta, right? Like, I'm probably not gonna do that. So this has been simmering for about 45 minutes now, and it smells really good. So I'll just give you guys a quick update. It's looking good. I'm just gonna let it simmer for the rest of the time here. And if you guys have like a crock pot or a slow cooker, this would be a great recipe to make in there. It's almost dinner time. I'm getting dinner ready. All right, so earlier I said I had a little secret weapon to season the sauce. Look, it's thickened up and it's looking quite beautiful. But what I like to do to give it some umami and saltiness is add fish sauce, which isn't very far from what Italians do. They use anchovy paste, and this is basically anchovy water. All right, and now we're gonna get ready for dinner. Dinner is ready. All right, I have plate 1, plate 2, and then a green salad. Cece? Cece, you want your strawberries? And then we have a super special treat. Last week I went to an Italian food event and they cut fresh Parmesan from the whole wheel. Like, it's so creamy. But we're just gonna top all the dishes with some cheese. Want some cheese?
Cheese, Papa.
Oh, and then let me get our desserts too.
Cece, stay here. No, sit down.
Here's the chocolate pudding. Oh, it's like chocolate mousse. My goodness. I'm gonna make this for every single dinner party from now on. This is so insanely creamy and good. Look how smooth that is. Okay, but I should probably eat my dinner first. Super simple, nothing special. It did take a little bit of time to cook. It's good after an hour, but then I just left it simmering for like 2 hours. So if you have 2 hours to let it just simmer and develop the flavors, go ahead and do that. But this is pretty much our weekly dinner. And I hope you guys liked it. Comment below, let me know what you thought about this real life vloggy cook with me type video. The next video, I'm actually really excited because Rolly is gonna start solids and we are gonna kind of introduce him to solid foods. I'm gonna try to do a modified baby-led weaning. So I hope you guys join me on that journey. Be sure to tune in if you guys want more easy recipes, ideas, inspirations. Be sure to give this channel a subscription. Subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye, Mommy. Bye-bye.
Good?
Good.
You good?
Good.